Hello, everyone. Scotty here. Scotty Reed here of the Black Talk Media Project and host of Black Talk Radio News. Just want to bring you this video. There is a trending topic on social media, and Soledad O'Brien, who has worked for CNN in the past, I'm not sure of her association with them now, but it is trending in social media because she says the cable news coverage of Trump normalizes white supremacy. Now, I don't recall if she's talking about CNN specifically or is she talking about all cable news coverage of Trump, period. Now, there's going to be a lot of deception practice here. In this particular video, it's not even going to focus on what Soledad O'Brien is alleging here and saying that cable American news media, let's just call it American news media, normalizing white supremacy, because that charge is ridiculous in itself when all we've ever had in this country is news coverage that normalized white supremacy. You can go back and look at some of the old video clips of television back in the 50s, back in the 60s, back in the on and on, magazines, newspaper. And so, Malcolm X once said that media is the most powerful entity on the face of the planet because it controls the minds of the masses. And he talked about American news media and how it controls the minds of Americans. And so, for as long as these media companies have existed, which primarily are owned by white people, they've done nothing but normalize white supremacy. Now, this guy right here, I'm not even going to play the whole video, but just the deception that's being practiced by this man right here, Jacob Weisberg, a white man who is the chairman and editor-in-chief of the Slate Group. Because on Black Talk, our organization, Black Talk Media Project, was founded in 2008 because there is a lack of black media ownership. We are not even in control of our own voices. And just the deception that is practiced through media, we have to analyze it. We have to understand it so we don't keep being victimized by it. So this is Jacob Weisberg. So let me tell you who Jacob Weisberg is. I basically looked up the Slate Group. You may not could see it clearly here, but it says he's the chairman and editor-in-chief of the Slate Group. So I looked up the Slate Group. And I've heard of them before because I study media, as the founder of the Black Talk Media Project. So we're on Wikipedia. The Slate Group. The Slate Group is a U.S. online publishing entity established in June 2008 by Graham Holdings Company. And you will find this a lot in media. You'll find corporations creating more corporations called subsidiaries, and they will own this and they will own that. And it's like a maze that you got to track through to find out, well, who is controlling all of the media or most of the media. So it says this is basically just an online news publication. And it talks about, let's see, they publish some kind of foreignpolicy.com. I've heard of that. And the creation of the Slate Group was announced by Donald Graham, chairman and CEO of the Washington Post Company. So what? Another white-owned news media company, Washington Post, in a press release on June 4, 2008. Its mission was stated as developing and managing a family of web-only magazines. And that's a trend because newspapers and print is real costly these days, and they are losing paying subscribers because mostly everybody's connected to the internet, and they can go to the internet. So anyway, that's what they're focused on, just online news and information. Most of it's going to be deceptive and not telling you all the facts, which we call them half-truths, which are basically half-lies. In 2014, the Slate Group had around 121 employees and reported more than 25 million unique visitors and more than 120 million page views per month. So, but they also have a share in overseas company, French company, media company, and other support. The Slate Group is involved in the French language website Slate.France, which FR stands for, and Slate Afrique, the root. Now, this is where millions of black people go and get their information from. The Root, an online magazine focusing on African American culture, used to be held by the Slate Group until Graham Holdings sold it to Univision Communications in 2015. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this may need to be updated. Byron Allen, a African-American media mogul in his own right, he may have bought the Root from Univision, but it's still, you know, if that's true, then we would say that it's in black ownership hands. All right, we think black people should own and run and manage the platforms that are targeting us with news and information. So let's go back to the video. Now I'm gonna play some of this video, and this dude is being so deceptive, and let's just run with it, and then we'll talk about what we hear. It's not gonna be a whole lot, maybe even 30 seconds, but it's just so much deception coming from what I would call a media master in American news media, Jacob Weisberg, a white male.
My podcast because I think it's so hard in most media to tell it like it is. Yes, I think Trump is rancid meat. I mean, it's a metaphor.
Now, come on, who is this dude fooling? He telling us that he had to go create his own podcast. I don't know what the name of his podcast is, Jacob Weisberg podcast. I'm not sure. But for him to think that, he had to, as this what is his title again? Let's go back so I can see. I think he the editor and chief managing editor.
Right, I've started my...
Yeah, he's the chairman and editor-in-chief of the Slate Group, a major media holding group in this country. And he's sitting up here talking about, I find it so hard to tell it like it is that I had to start my own podcast. These people are masters of deception, and they will lie to you if you do not do your research on these people. So let's continue.
Podcast because I think it's so hard in most media to tell it like it is. Yes, I think Trump is rancid meat. I mean, it's a metaphor. But I think he's someone who's injected a kind of toxicity into American politics that doesn't belong there, that hasn't been there before, that doesn't...
Now, that's all I'm going to play right there. Now, does this man think that, he must think that American people are so ignorant that they don't read, they don't study history, that they're going to believe, and I mean not even talking about history going to the 1940s or any of that kind of racist campaigning that we know was out in full force. Senator Ben Tillman comes to mind, former senator of South Carolina. Also think he was a former governor, who was also a white terrorist. I think the group he ran was called the Red Shirts, that attacked black troops and killed black people, even assassinated a black congressman from South Carolina. I mean, come on. So this is a man who CNN brought on to their platform, who runs his own platform or runs it for other people, straight up telling you lies that never before Donald Trump has there been this kind of racism or this kind of speech or hatred or anything of the sort, rancid meat, whatever, in American politics. It's never been there before. I mean, Bull Connor's coming to mind. He was a sheriff. He was elected, I'm sure. Come on. Now, I suspect the entire CNN platform of being Clinton surrogates. The Clinton campaign certainly does have its surrogates. We know that are in the media. There are people in place, there are assets in place that'll run a fluff piece and not really ask her any hard questions and things. We know that from hacked emails, so we know that. Now, I suspect that all they're doing is taking their cues from the Clinton campaign. Because if we go back to just weeks ago, Hillary Clinton herself was arguing that Trump brought racism into political mainstream. So now we got Soledad O'Brien saying CNN, cable news is making white supremacy mainstream. And then we got Mr. Jacob Weisberg, a white man, talking about, before Trump, we've never seen any of this kind of racism. They're taking their cues from Hillary Clinton. This is what she said as reported by the AFP news agency on August the 25th. So just almost 2 weeks ago. So let's play that.
He promoted the racist lie that President Obama is not really an American citizen, part of a sustained effort to delegitimize America's first black president. His latest paranoid...
Now, I want to stop it there. We don't even need this anymore. Let's close that. Now, she said that Donald Trump was one of those who was on the, saying these racist things and suggesting that Barack Obama was a other, something foreign to this land, shouldn't be president, and attacking him on his African roots and his DNA. So, but Hillary Clinton, the Clinton campaign was also involved in that. See, they expect people to have short memories, to not do any research, and to just go along with the programming. And that is what that for the sad part, that, like Malcolm said, it controls the minds of the masses. So that's what we see going on. This is a media operation to portray Donald Trump as the first time that we've ever seen a politician engage in racism on a mainstream stage. This is just absolutely ridiculous. This is an insult to my intelligence. But Hillary Clinton is insulting you when she makes that charge about Donald Trump being part of the birther movement, even though she didn't use those words. That's what she's talking about. Well, her campaign was behind some of those birther rumors as well. Her campaign is the one that put this photo out right here and was circulating this photo right there to say Obama was a Muslim. And this is when he was running against Hillary Clinton in 2008. She ran one of the most nasty and racist campaign against Obama, and I don't see how people are going to act like that didn't happen. But if you just do a Google search, Clinton campaign was behind Kenyan photos, you will see this Clinton aides claim. This is from The Guardian. Clinton aides claim Obama photo wasn't intended as a smear. Obama slammed smear photo. So Obama himself had to speak out on the racist stuff going on in 2008 with Hillary Clinton's campaign. Clinton faces Kenya cattle fine over Obama photo. That's from Reuters, and I find that headline to be kind of racist. Breitbart, bombshell, Washington Post confirms Hillary Clinton started, and we can assume started, the smear behind these photos, what the Telegraph called the Barack Obama tribal photos sent to Drudge Report by Hillary Clinton's campaign team. She's still surrounded by the same people, but now Donald Trump, she can just point at him, and millions of people and the media can pretend like just in 2008 she wasn't being called out for even suggesting on more than one occasion that she stay in the race because, hey, somebody might kill President Barack Obama. So I'm staying in just in case he get assassinated like Bobby Kennedy got assassinated. So anyway, this has been Scotty Reed with the Black Talk Media Project. You can find us on the web at blacktalkmediaproject.org. We are a North Carolina-based nonprofit new media organization, not only trying to help people understand how they are being programmed, but to create our own programming and media platforms. So check us out, blacktalkmediaproject.org. Feel free to cop a t-shirt, Black Radio Stations Matters. And you can also catch me on my regular radio broadcast, Black Talk Radio News, on blacktalkradionetwork.com. Don't let them lie to you, people.